Annuities. Annuity is periodic deposits or withdrawals of equal amounts. We have a deposit annuity, which we call many times a sinking fund, and withdrawal annuities. So the key question here to identify which formula to use is deposit or withdrawal. This is a deposit formula, and this is the withdrawal formula. They look the same in certain places and different in others. The deposit amount would be the PMT. The withdrawal amount would be PMT. This is the future value. Notice that if you're depositing, you have a future goal. If you're withdrawing, the money's there already in the present and you're withdrawing. So this one goes in this direction. The deposits will build up to the future. And in this one, you already have this in the present and you're going to withdraw till the balance is zero. Notice the formula is pretty big. This I is defined out here. This is what the I means. This is what the N means. And both of them have an I and an N. Notice this N is a positive power, but this N is a negative power. A firm borrows $6 million to build a small factory. The bank requires it to set up a $200,000 sinking fund. So they're telling us right from the beginning that this is going to be a deposit setup. Sinking fund is a deposit setup to replace a roof in 15 years. If the firm's deposits earn 6% interest compounded annually, find the payment it should make at the end of each year into the sinking fund. So now that we know it's this formula, you write this formula, write the correct formula down, identify what they gave you. They said that the bank requires it to set up a $200,000 sinking fund. That means in the future, they're going to need this $200,000 to replace the roof. And this is going to be in 15 years, so time is 15. If the firm's deposit earns 6%, 6% is ER. Compounded annually, that makes the M a 1. Find the payment. So this is the one we're looking for. So plug in the information they give you, and at the end, isolate what you're looking for. So you plug it into the respective places. And now we need to find a number for this. And notice these are being multiplied. So once I find this number, I'm going to divide both sides by that number to isolate the PMT. Now, a word of caution, there's a lot of numbers here. It's easy to make a mistake. Recommendation, don't try to key it in all at once. Key this portion, hit enter. Key the power, hit enter, -1, enter, divided by this amount, enter. That will give you a number. Here's the number you should get. Now you divide both sides by that number. So you could cancel it from here and transfer it to the other side. And then that tells you that the payment the deposits that should be made for 15 years should be of this amount. And it said that this was going to be compounded annually. So every year they should deposit this for 15 years. And they'll get their $200,000 for their roof. Another example, to supplement his pension in the early years of his retirement, Hong plans to use $400,000 of his savings as an ordinary annuity that would make monthly payments to him for 20 years. If the interest rate is 5.2%, how much will each payment be? So the very first thing is to pick the correct formula. There's a lot of formulas out there. We have to pick the correct formula. And notice what he did. Hong plans to use $400,000. So the $400,000 are already there. And he's planning to withdraw. And we want to know how much he can withdraw for 20 years. He plans to use $400,000 of his savings as an ordinary annuity that will make monthly payments to him. He wants to know how big those payments will be for 20 years. If the interest rate is 5.2%, how much will each payment be? So you plug in this information. And this is what it looks like after you plug it in. Again, be very careful. That's a lot of numbers here. Recommendation, key in the top, hit enter, then divide by the denominator, hit enter. That should give you this number. Now you want to isolate the PMT, so divide both sides by this number so you could cancel from this side and transfer this amount to the other side. So what you do to one side, you do to the other. You divide here, you have to divide over here. Divide this out, and she could expect $2,684.22 every month for the next 20 years.